Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another review for the Love. I think I did this last time. This is for Love and Marriage Huntsville. Season 6, episode 13, Halting Court. We are picking up where we left off with Kimmy and Maurice's very... I'm just tired. They're very their conversation was very I wouldn't say it. I wouldn't use the word triggering, but it was exhausting. It was exhausting having to sit through Maurice do what he does. And if you watch this show, if you are an avid, Love and Marriage Huntsville watcher, then you know exactly what I mean by that when I say he was doing what Maurice does. He gaslights the hell out of her. Like, he's trying to create this issue where there isn't one. And first things first, excuse my loud ass kids. Hold on, I got to let me hold on. Like I was saying. Kimmy feels like she doesn't need anything from Kiowa. Maurice continues to he's telling her that she has an issue. Yo, no, you got an issue. You're not over it. And Kimmy's like, what is it that you think I'm not over? Like, no, you're going to have to spell it out. What is it? And then he says, well, there's things in the past that I know that you haven't gotten over. And Kimmy feels like they've moved forward and there's nothing there. The only thing that she can think of that she would be remotely, upset about still today would be the fact that Kiowa perpetuated, not necessarily a rumor, but she perpetuated a lie or maybe it was a rumor because Mel has also heard some things. It was a rumor. It was a rumor going on around. And not to mention, people have just been discussing this ever since we met Kiowa and got wind of how she felt about Kimmy and Kimmy and Maurice's relationship and its inception. And how things started out. It might have been some overlapping there. Whatever. Kimmy's whole thing is you are perpetuating it because you're not coming out to say that it's not true. She feels like that shows a lack of integrity with Kiowa, so that's why they've not been able to mend fences in a way, or be friends. Like it's not friendly at all. It's just hey, nice to see you. If you got something to ask me about Maurice Jr., then cool. But other than that, they don't speak or anything like that. Of course, he demands that she and Kiowa sit down and have a conversation. He says that he thinks that all of these things that he's saying, she should say to Kiowa. And so he gonna set it up. He gonna set up the meeting. Kimmy was mad as hell leaving this scene. And I don't blame her. I honestly don't understand why she allows him to gaslight her and play these type of psychological games. I don't understand it because I know she knows better. I know she does. With this situation, Maurice either lied to them both, meaning was still married, but told Kimmy he wasn't, or he wasn't. He was going forward with divorce proceedings and all of that, and he was being truthful with Kimmy, but was also leading Kiowa on, maybe leading her to believe that there was a second chance. I don't know. Either way, it just don't make sense. It's just not adding up. So somebody is not being truthful. Somebody is withholding some information, and I'm going to assume the somebody is Maurice. I also don't understand why Kimmy expects this out of Kiowa. Like, if I was Kiowa, I probably wouldn't be trying to, I don't care about your reputation, girl. You took my husband. That's how I feel. That's how she feels. And so she's justified in that, whether that was the truth or not. She's justified in that. If she felt like She was about to reconcile with her husband, and then here comes some lady. You know, like, I don't got nothing for you. I don't care what the people think about you. If it shows a lack of integrity, so be it. But girl, I don't owe you that. She really does not owe her that. Now, if Kiowa was just, you know, putting more stank on it and overstepping and, you know, overplaying her hand, like maybe she was, you know, this was some delusion of her own, then yeah, lady, you just running with this and you letting people run with it. That is not okay. But I don't think that that's what happened. I really think that Kiowa felt like they was going to get back together. Per Maurice. And things changed. Just out of nowhere, I'm sure. So like, I don't know. I don't know if if there was some overlapping or whatever. I mean, that sort of thing happens. Which is why it's best to wait a while. You know, like, you ain't even signed the papers yet. The ink on the papers ain't dried and you already in a whole nother relationship. Like, come on. After divorce, I think that you should be waiting to attach yourself to the next person, because I mean, then you get stuff like this, because the lady that's on her way out feeling like I still got one foot in, and you done already moved Kimmy in. Maurice is the problem. He been the problem. Talking about he been trying to foster their relationship. Bullshit. Sorry ass. Anyway, moving on. Tisha and the girls, her daughters, they are getting ready for a photo shoot. They have a hair care line, and she's getting them ready, doing their hair and all of that. It's really cute. They take pictures, you know, with their products and everything. And these very products, Tisha says she uses on the girls. And so, go girl. You know, it would have been nice for her to invite Stormy. You know, that would have made sense for Stormy to be in the room, you know, especially since that's her lane. That's what she does. She could have given the girls a lot of good insight. That would have been a great filming opportunity, but whatever. Could have had the girls come to the warehouse, you know, and see what it's like. Anyway. Kiki comes by because, you know, they're trying to build they're trying to rebuild. And so Kiki comes. She brought some Chick-fil-A for everybody. They sit down and talk. She feels she a little upset with Tisha, because Tisha will be getting the key to the city of Mobile, and she ain't tell Kiki, and so she feeling a way about that. Tisha's whole thing is, girl, it was an oversight, you know, like, charge it to my head, not my heart. I didn't mean to not invite you, but you are absolutely invited if you want to come. Kiki says, of course, I want to be there. I want to be there to support you. I'm proud of you, blah, 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 blah. You know, she says she going to be there. Mel and Kimmy, they go, and you remember Mel invited Kimmy out for massages, you know, once she completed all of her chemo. And so they're going to go to this place where, you know, they put the little strap the thing around your stomach, and it's supposed to, you know, pulsate and give it's giving the illusion. Your body is supposed to believe you done did 20,000 sit-ups. My body would be like, girl, lies. By sit-up, by maybe 100, because I can do 100. By 100, my body going to be like, absolutely fucking not. And she asked, you know, am I going to be sore after this? Yes, you will be sore, because if you had done 20,000 sit-ups, you would absolutely be sore. I don't know about getting up the next day, but they're going to try it out. Mel, it's 1,000 sit-ups. I was really exaggerating. I really exaggerated with the 20,000. Okay, it's just 1,000. Still, by the 100th sit-up, I'm out. Mel, you know, checks in with her. How's everything going? Kimmy shares what's been going on between Maurice, Monster. I mean, not Monster. I don't call him that. Maurice Jr., and Kiowa, all of those ebbs and flows. And she shares about, her grievances with Kiowa and what she intends to talk to her about when they do get to meet up. And she just feels like she's been saying that Kiowa perpetuated a lie, like she felt like I interfered with her marriage. And then here go Mel. Well, do you feel like you interfered in their marriage? Bitch. What kind of question is that to ask me? I would be so offended, like, no, I don't. So what are you saying? Because you perpetuating too right now by even asking me that. Crafty. That's a crafty one. Do you feel like you interfered? Because Mel has said that before. That she's heard that Kimmy was a side piece and all of that. Like, they've talked about it. They've chitter-chattered about that. And so I've never asked you just straightforward. Yeah, because that's some bullshit. You don't ask nobody that. You don't ask nobody, do you feel like you was a side chick? Girl, do you? What? Like, where are we going with that? Anyway. Kimmy don't appreciate them implications. Like I said, she don't appreciate the implications that she interfered in that lady's marriage, because she said she absolutely did not. She says when she started dating Maurice that they had both signed the papers. They were just waiting on, the divorce decree. Kiowa, however, wanted to reconcile. And so that's that little tidbit of extra information that Kiowa was wanting to get back together. Kimmy shares, that she's going to meet with her. Like I said, Mel is just like, are you excited? You want to sit down? You want to sit down with Arian, Mel? Are you excited to co-parent with her? You excited to have her around your kids? Girl, don't ask me no dumb shit like that. It's just, don't do that. Now, again, Mel. You crafty girl. Anyway, Mel changes the subject to the comeback group meeting. And, Kimmy is like, well, it seems like you ain't on board. Bottom line, everybody else is, but it's really looking like you're not. Whether we gonna get this money right or not, it's looking like you're not gonna be a part. And she's not, she basically all but says that. And you're right, I'm not. I just don't. Working with y'all is one thing, but Martell is in the number, and I just can't. I'm not doing that with him. He around here trying to take my kids. Mel ain't doing it. She not doing it. She is not going to do it. Kimmy says hopefully they can all come to a meeting of the minds at some point. Mel looking at her like, girl, it's not happening. Anyway, Tisha, she out getting her hair braided. She getting these air, but listen, I just did a post about this and it hurt. Listen, ruffled the feathers. I can tell when people are offended, and the people are just, these days people are easily offended anyway. Everybody want to be a victim. Everybody want to be offended. It's like, the boho knotless braids are very popular right now. And I posted that apparently one out of 4 black women gonna have them braids this summer. And is it a fact? Absolutely, because look at Tisha here on the TV getting her boho knotless braids. They're very cute. I had mine in winter. It was the winter months when I had mine, and mine was bobbed. And it was so cute. And, I loved it, liked it, or whatever, but it was short-lived for me because of those extra hair pieces. I can't do that. I'm not moosing that every single day. And then it's synthetic hair, so it doesn't have that look anymore after a while. So if you are not using human hair, it's just not going to do it for me. Saying all that to say, everybody getting them damn braids. So don't be mad at me because I just made an observation. People really be upset. They was all in the comments. And what about it? And I made my appointment. And I'm getting mine next week. And I just took mine down. Okay. Point proven. As we can see. 1 out of every 4 black women gonna have them braids. That just is what it is. Y'all, yeah, listen, it's popular and it's real cute. It really is. It's really cute. I just don't want to be I just don't want to go to the resort and we all got the same hairstyle. I don't want to go to the festival. We all got the same hairstyle. I don't want to go. It's fine when it's just regular braids, because that's normal. That's expected. But when you add that extra on it, it's a specific style. Yeah, it's just like when everybody was walking around with the French roll. I'm sure it was girls like, damn, we all got the French roll. I want to do something different with my French roll, so my French roll don't look like her French roll. That's all I'm saying. Originality. We gotta be original, because we can't all have them boho knotless. We can't all have the boho knotless braids now. And I really went left. But that's what Tisha in there doing, getting her hair braided. She getting her boho knotless braids. And she say she gonna have Kiki over because she got a bone to pick with Kiki. Kiki didn't show up to Mobile. Like she done did all of that and she ain't even come. She just feels like it's always an excuse with her. It's always something. Kiki get there and Kiki with that small talk, but Tisha, she lets her know how she feels, but Kiki is just like she's sitting there complaining about hot flashes too. She having flashes from the methadone she's been taking. She chose outpatient recovery, and so that's what they prescribed for her to kind of wean her off. It is it's putting down one substance for another. It really is. And Tisha, she said that. She's like, isn't it like just putting one thing down for another? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But I mean, it's obvious Kiki is still struggling with her addiction. And I wish her well. I hope that she can come through on the other side. It's looking like, she wants to. She wants to be clean and sober. Hopefully. And I hope she can get there. I really do. But she wasn't able to get a rental car. She said she don't have no car. She had all these excuses. She had all these excuses for the fact that she didn't show up to Mobile. It's like you didn't know nobody in the family that you could have rode with, girl. Anyway, Tisha say, listen, I'm gonna need your words. I mean, your actions to line up with your words. You saying you gonna be here for the next thing, because Tisha tells her about the Black Expo. She invites her to the Black Expo. She says she gonna absolutely be there. We shall see. We shall see. Tisha ain't holding her breath. Okay, she gonna give her one more chance, but she ain't holding her breath. Mel, she goes to Nell's house, Nell and Chris's house. Martell has subpoenaed everybody to court. The Fletchers included. The Fletchers is somebody else. Marlene. And God knows who else. He subpoenaed everybody to court on, to testify on his behalf. But that's why she's there to check in with them, because they were kind of blindsided with that. Nell like, I don't like being summoned to court. I don't like that. She didn't appreciate that at all. And Chris was in there telling all the truths. Martell wanted him to lie, or Martell wanted him to say something, anything leaning in his favor. And Chris was just honest. He was truthful. He was not about to perjure himself for anybody. And so, no, he didn't add a little salt on it for you, Martell. Absolutely not. Martell, we find out Martell been moving. Like he wants to say that she's the inconsistent one, or she's the unfit one. But he the one had to move. He been moving here, there, and everywhere since she left him. The house he in now is under contract. So he about to have to move again. Mel like, ooh, poor thing, child. Imagine the stress. That might be why he need me to pay his attorney fees. They like, he asked you that? He asked her that. He asked her to pay his attorney fees. I can't even believe it. Nell talking about some, is he broke? Mel says she don't know. I don't know nothing about his finances, but she elaborates on a few things. She says that, of course, and Chris is also saying that he's also tried to warn Martell that this would happen, and that, he needs to just drop this custody hearing, this custody case and all of that. Mel says that they are in court because they went the day that they were supposed to go to court for, the protection order or whatever, he and his lawyer petitioned for a change of venue so that they wouldn't have to go in that courtroom. They already had talked to talk to this judge that they're dealing with now. That's obvious. And this happens. You know, he done picked his judge, basically. He done wheeling and dealing and pulling strings. Got the judge he wanted. He didn't want that judge. He petitioned for a change of venue so that they would have to go to a completely different courtroom with a different judge. Why? This judge must have been a man. That one must have been a man, because this new one was a woman. Always wants to work with women because he thinks that he can swindle the woman because he's so fine, and we just gonna be so mesmerized by your fineness that you just gonna pull one over our we just gonna pull the wool over our eyes. I mean, it's worked on a few, but not me. I don't. Excuse me, Martell. It's obvious that's what he did, which is why she writing in her final order things that go in his favor. She's biased. It's a shame. It's really a shame. Okay. Neil asked about the verdict and, who won. And she says that nobody really won. Things stayed the same. Basically, their custody agreement stayed the same. 1 week on, 1 week off. She said, but she is appealing this final ruling because in the final ruling, Judge talking about it's obvious that she don't have the best interest of the kids, basically. It's obvious the father does, because he wants Mel's phone number. And she wouldn't give it to him. And so that just proves that he's the better fit parent. Talking about this court can't say the same for the mother. So Mel, she appealing that because what? She says according to the Madison County Parenting Clause, he ain't supposed to stalk her, or do any of those things. So that's why he didn't have her number. And her attorney proved that he broke all of those clauses, following her, stalking her, taking pictures and videos of her when she's out on dates and all of that. But because I won't give him my phone number, and I won't give him my phone number because he stalks me, he's the better fit parent. Lady Q, whoever that judge is, disrespectfully, Q, lady. Anyway, there's something up with that judge. Mel says she gonna figure it out. Girl, we already know. I can tell you what happened. When he changed the venue, it's because he wanted to be in her courtroom. He wanted to swindle her. He thought he could swindle her and get her on his side. And that's exactly what he did. Because he does that with it's a lot of women that ride this Martell train. And I just, over there at Marlene house, Martell's over there talking to his mother. It's the complete opposite. It's the complete opposite. He the victim. This is his side of the story. Now, if he mad, he feel away. Mama, you supposed to go in there and stick it to him. I'm your son. You ain't say nothing. She like, I said what I needed to say. What you would listen. I wasn't offering up any information or nothing like that. I just answered them people questions and went on about my business. I don't even know why y'all fooling with the courts anyway. They don't care about them kids. They don't care about you. Marlene didn't understand why they in court anyway. Martell, like I said, he says Chris ain't say enough either. He just don't understand why they went in there and didn't go lie for him. Martell lying to his mama, talking about Mel, got him in court. Like it's her, like this is her dragging him to court when it's the other way around. Saying that she was petitioning for full custody. And it's you. Marlene, she gonna bring up, didn't she say something about 6 months? And she just fall out laughing because apparently Mel, that was something that she came up with. If you can't agree to this, then maybe we can do 6 months on with you and then 6 months with me. Half the year with you, half the year with me. And now they gonna parent shame her because what mom does that? See, like I can't be a day without my kids. How could she say that? He gonna say anything to paint this lady like she is the worst mother in the world and he's the father of the year. Nigga, you was a terrible husband. And so, you know how many points you lose for being a good father too? So many. You lose so many brownie points when you are a terrible husband. I don't give a fuck about that. You taking your kids to school or whatever. So you doing that. You supposed to. You're supposed to do that kind of stuff. You also are supposed to show them a healthy, lasting marriage. You're supposed to show them that too. You're not supposed to show them that you don't care about their mama. Like, what, excuse me, what? Anyway. Martell, like I said, he's standing on the fact that Mel, she's not parenting. And then he want to read what the judge said, that's on the paper, that she did not co-parent effectively. That's written out. That's what the judge said. Fuck that judge. Who is she? Who was the presiding judge? Because we need to look her ass up. Is she a single woman? Because if she is, this explains a lot. Hell, she doing looking for a man, girl. Ain't no way you read the facts of this case and all that they discovered and came up to the conclusion that Mel is the problem. Anyway, Kimmy and Kiowa, they have their meeting. She wanted to check in with her about her conversation with Maurice and all of that. And she says, she feels like he's carrying a lot of emotional baggage. He needs his mom. And Kimmy says, okay, so you said you wanted to be more present. What does being more present look like for you? She doesn't know right now, but she gonna figure it out because she has to, she got to be around her son. Kimmy brings up Maurice's concerns and why he even wanted them to meet in the first place. And she shares, that in the past, she's advocated for her. She didn't understand why Kiowa had so much heat for her because in the background, she's advocating for her and she's, lifting her up. So it's just like, girl, why you so mad at me? Come to find out, Kaya wanted to reconcile or whatever. I mean, at least that's the way Maurice made it seem, I'm sure. She tells her the breakdown happened for Kimmy was when Kiowa insinuated that Kimmy was seeing Maurice while they were still married and living together. And that's just not true. She's like, I don't like being painted as the home wrecker, and Kaya was just like, I don't know what you want me to say. She says, I don't do interviews. I'm not on the blogs. I'm not in the comments. I'm not interacting with the fans. And so whatever the fans got for you, I'm sorry, girl. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't know what you want me to say. She ain't finna just get in the comments caping for Kimmy. She's not doing it. And all of this that she expects from Kiowa, she should expect from her husband. Her husband should be debunking this, but he's not. And there's a lot to be said about that because why won't you? Why won't you defend her to Kiowa and the fans and whoever else? Why is it that it's okay for them to believe your wife was your mistress before she was your wife? You fine with that just being the narrative? Like, unless it's true. Like, I just, you letting us believe it's true. Really. I don't get that. Kiowa, she just doesn't feel like she owes her that. And she really doesn't. She really doesn't. Kimmy tells her that, you knew the truth. And by not defending it publicly shows a lack of integrity. And it's to be continued. This conversation should happen with Maurice there. And I mean, put it all out on the table. Because he absolutely played both sides with these two different vantage points. Because how do three people in one situation have it all mixed up? Y'all are all involved, so excuse me, what? Anyway, that's where we end. It's gonna be good next week though. I enjoyed those previews. I said, oh, okay, we're gonna be getting to it. We're gonna be getting to it. Stormy looked like Stormy gonna join with the comeback group. Just done replace Mel. And then Marceau gonna be showing his ass next week. And we'll talk about it next week. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.